Hey YouTubers, welcome to my channel. In this video I'm going to show you how to turn a horrible paved area like this into a beautiful decked area like this. For a while now, me and my wife have been really fed up with the state of the bottom of our garden. It was frankly an embarrassment if anyone came round. It was uneven, it was a bit dangerous, and it was just really dated, and we wanted a nice adult area where we could escape from the children a little bit. So in this video you're going to see how I turned the bottom of my garden into a beautiful decked area. As you can see, the slabs are all uneven. Plus as well, there's a massive slope going on. If you look at the frame for the summer house at this end, compared to the height of the frame at the other end, also from front to back, there's a massive difference. So I'm going to have to build a ladder frame to take into account all this unevenness and level it all up for the decking. But first, what I need to do is put down some weed suppressant matting. The wood truck's just arrived. The plan is then to start building all of this frame in sections. So the first bit we're going to do is in full lengths along here. Okay, so we'll build that frame now, quick time lapse of it speeding up, and then I'll chat to you in a second at how we're going to level it up. But these are spaced 500 apart so we don't get any banks on the boards, because all the boards are going to run in this direction. Jim at the minute's just drilling some pilot holes, and then we're going to use 100mm screws to screw all of them together, and then we're going to try and square it up and then start leveling it up, and then we're just going to keep repeating this process for this area here, for this little area here, all the way over there, and then I'm going to build a frame and a step covering all this ugly bit of grass here. So once we put the frame in and we've measured from corner to corner, what we then need to do is put in noggins. The purpose of these noggins is to straighten out the wood, because all wood tends to be a bit bowed, and to stop it twisting over the time. And it also adds extra structural support, and it also means that we can start placing in some of our support towards the ground into the corners. What we need to do then to work out the size of our noggins is we need to measure the distance from here to here. So for instance, this one here works out at 460 mils. If we measure the other end and it comes in just slightly a couple of mils out, we try and find somewhere in between. What I then need to do is cut all my noggins to 460 mils. What this will mean is when we start screwing it all together is it'll straighten up any of these that are bowed, and it'll also square everything up. We've just put in the stringers. I've left this bit here because we've already screwed in to the existing frame. What we need to do before we put those last ones in to square everything off is we need to lift it up and get it level. As you can see, what I've got is a bit of 3x3 fence post. I'm going to plonk that down there. We're going to lift it up and block it, put a screw through just to hold it for now, and we're going to do that in both corners as well as measuring across the corners to make sure that it's all square. I've added 3x3s into all the corners where the noggins are, just to add support all the way down, making sure each one of these beams is supported all the way along. I then stood on it and gave a little jump up and down just to see if there's any bounce in the frame anywhere. If there was a bit of bounce, then I added more of the 3x3s, transferring that weight to the ground. Top and bottom, I've treated them, because as you cut the timber, okay, you get rid of some of the wood treating, and all I simply did there is use some fence treatment, dipped both ends in and then screwed them on, and that hopefully will make them last for a bit longer. If you're going to be putting quite a lot of weight on top of your frame, or if you have any worries that the 3x3s aren't strong enough, what you can do is cut little bits of your 6x2 and place them underneath. This means that you're getting support right underneath the beam, and all the support isn't just on the screws going through into the 3x3, and this should add extra support. Again, if you're cutting the wood and if it's not already treated ends, make sure you treat the ends of it if it's going to be touching the ground or it's going to get any water ingress. I'm now at the point that I'm ready to install my first decking board onto the frame. What I'm going to do is pick one point that I know that I could get everything square from, which I've chosen this wall and this part of the frame here. I'll measure the first decking board, install it, make sure that it's all square, and then I'll just start repeating and butting everything up to that one decking board. So I've installed the first board, and I made sure using the large framing square that it's all square to the frame. So if I don't make sure things are square as we start off, by the time I get to this end, everything will be way off. Then what I've done is I've used nails to create the spaces, and then because boards tend to be slightly warped, I'm using another nail to push the boards in as I screw them down as I go along. I'm also countersinking the holes using a countersink bit. I'm making sure I've got my weight on the boards and they're nicely firmly pressed down as I'm drilling them in. Hi guys, hope you enjoyed that video. Look out for part 2 where I'm going to be also building a nice seated area out of some of the decking and also covering up that ugly mound. I've also made a kids fully functioning fire engine, so check that out in my other videos, and please subscribe and leave your comments of what else you'd like me to build.